face to face.
On today's episode, Vegeta gets straight disrespected, Majin Buu's true origins, and Super Saiyan 2? Goku? Question mark? Daima episode 8 was one for the ages, so let's link up at the lookout and let's just nerd out. Let's go. Just saying.
Face to face and bar to bar, I learned to chase the pain and arm the scars. And my tail fire, that's a Charizard. Then we aim higher than the Taj Mahal.
Welcome to Just Saying, a Dragon Ball podcast made by fans for fans. So I'm one half Kaiser. Co-host is Sky. Of course, the Vegeta preacher probably wasn't too happy with some of the events that took place. Maybe some more spec needs to be on Vegeta's name. You know, we'll let it slide for now. I'm sure about it. But how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Actually, just quickly, just to say that I actually thought that was more funny than anything. To be honest, I actually really liked that moment. But yeah, it's been good. We've been waiting to talk about this episode because personally, this is my favorite episode so far, and it's not even only because of the fighting. To be honest with you, there's a lot more to this episode than just the first 8 to 9 minutes. So yeah, I'm really excited to talk about this with you. And Daima is looking like a promising piece to the Dragon Ball story in terms of where this is gonna go in like my favorites, because I just see so much potential now. Ever since like episode 4 or 5, I really started seeing the potential of this series, and 8, especially with how Toei's animated it and brought all these great animators into this. Yeah, dude, I just can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think everyone's really stoked. That's the vibe I'm getting from it. Everything I see, every meme is even just about how excited Dragon Ball fans are about this. So yeah, the fight was incredible, but I think the thing that continues to happen every single episode is we get a little bit more lore as well.
Yeah.
Obviously some really, really big Majin Buu lore. Another thing, right, that makes it so interesting. You talked about Star Wars prequels in the past, about how they kind of serve to, at the very least, establish some of the fundamentals, some of the logic, some of the context around what's going on. And so, it's interesting. I'm wondering, from people who finish Daima, when Daima finishes, will we look back at the Majin Buu saga differently? You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
I think, and this is what's crazy about this, is I know it's unfair in a sense, because there's no perfect arc, right? And there's no perfect story. There's no there can always be improvements, is what I'm trying to say. Something can still be a 10 out of 10 and it can still be improved on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, just quickly, Lost is my favorite show ever, but there are flaws to my favorite show ever, which I think is a 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's unfair that it's only the Buu saga getting this lore stuff, because now, and you know this, most people's favorite arcs in Z are the Cell Saga and Namek Saga. Those are the big two, right? Though there are people who actually think Buu is the best one, because they have the very big moments. Super Saiyan 3, Majin Vegeta, Final Explosion, and the Spirit Bomb, all that stuff, right? So what's unfair is the fact that we still could have gotten more Cell Saga stuff to make it even better, Saiyan Saga stuff to make it even better. We could have gotten a whole spiel on Raditz being talked to by Vegeta, oh, you go to Earth first, and this and that. Get all of that. Get Raditz actually going there first, and we kind of getting memories of him and Goku as kids and how they acted while he was getting there. We could have gotten so much more from that, but we're only getting the Buu saga. So the unfair part is we might eventually think the Buu saga is the best Z arc now, after Daima, which is crazy, right? And me, I think it's the worst arc. or at least the second
I know
worst,
how you
right?
feel
Like,
about it. Yeah.
and I do like it, obviously, because I'm a
Of course.
Vegeta fan, but that's how great Z was, right? There's no arc in Z to me is bad. It's just I thought the Boo saga was the worst one. But yeah, dude, I agree. Like, I agree with what you're saying and what you've been reading and stuff. Like, I genuinely think the Boo saga we're gonna view differently now, and I genuinely can't wait to go back to the Boo saga and be like, okay, well, now we know the Supreme Kai is a Glin, and this is how he was born, and all this. I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait.
Yeah, Bobbity and his father are phonies. I mean, Bobbity's less of a phony.
Yeah, actually, that's a great point, because you're right. Bobbity, and what's crazy, I'm glad that you segued to that, because I actually wrote that in my notes. I said Bibbidi is a fraud.
Bibbity's a fraud.
Bibbidi is genuinely a fraud. And you're actually completely right, and I didn't even think about this. Bobbity isn't, because Bobbity made Boo come back.
Yeah.
He found a way to make, he brought Yamu and he brought Spopovich to get all of that energy from Gohan. This was all Bobbity's plan.
Yeah.
And obviously Supreme Kai kind of let it happen, because we know that Gohan, if need be, or Goku could have interfered. Fair. Though this is all Bobbity's plan, right? To get Majin Buu back, and it succeeds. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, and what's ironic about that is how Bobbity looked up to Bibbidi, his own father.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, my father did this and that. But it's like, yo, Bobbity, only if you really knew that you were more successful than your own father that you looked up to. So it was pretty ironic in that sense. And that's actually a really cool thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, I wonder, right? Like, he obviously refers to his father, but sometimes we know things about, like, sometimes the character will know something about their father or their parent or their guardian or whoever that is to not be true, but aren't gonna reveal the performance. So it's almost like, in my mind, like, it's not like they directly said or anything that Bobbity didn't know, but just based off of how he was, of course, based on Z and based on what we got from Bobbity, you would assume that, yeah, nobody knew that Bibbidi was a fraud except for Bibbidi and this witch, right? So yeah, interesting stuff. I guess on that, to not stray away from it, are we gonna get another Majin Buu? Because here's what I'm wondering, right? So of course, the cool lore, all right, we're dancing around the subject as well of they, you know, we get the Demon King and they're watching back the footage of Buu again, and they notice, of course, I have the names here, but what's Shin's sister's name again?
Oh, Arinsu.
So Dr. Arinsu, right? So she obviously was there. She captured some of Boo's essence, and she has that. And now they're using that for something. It sounds like to bring Boo back in some way, even though he's technically here. But it's interesting because you often referred to, you know, or I guess one thing that you brought up a lot is, who is the main guy gonna be, right?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the Demon King. Is a little twerp, all right?
I don't think he's weak though, because they keep saying, even in this episode, they said he may not look like much, but he is powerful. I genuinely believe. I'm not gonna say he's the final. I'm not saying that, but I will say I think Goma is gonna have something, some sort of magic or some sort of spell that he uses that's really gonna be like, you know what? He's not bad. Like genuinely, like he's pretty strong. He looks goofy, which by the way, I actually love his design. I mean goofy in a really positive note, because I genuinely like that Toriyama likes to be silly with a lot of his characters. But I think he's gonna do something that's gonna be like, oh, you know what? I didn't expect that from you. And I think we'll get at least that once from Goma. But I agree. I don't think he will be the final person.
Yeah, because, you know, that's the thing, right? Like, Bobbity was also referred to by Shin way too many times as being like, oh, his evil is ridiculous. Like, fam, like, run away. Well, not run away. You got to kill him. Like, you know, obviously not his words, paraphrasing. But, yeah, he warned about Bobbity so many times. And he ultimately wasn't really the threat. It was what he was capable of. And ultimately, that's what you're referring to. In Bobbity's case, it was him being able to bring back Boo, which he did. in this situation, what is that going to look like? What is that? How does this power that he has or magic, how is that going to translate to the impact that we get later on as the cliffhanger builds, right? So that's interesting. I don't get the vibe that Degasu is really that threat. I have a feeling that it's going to be more of a Shin in Degasu kind of experience moment. Maybe there's a combat too, I could see. But yeah, it does seem like there's a fighter, Majin born, that is gonna be on his way, and he's gonna be probably that final fight. Is that where we get the fusions? Is that when it happens? We're gonna find out. I don't know. When do you think we get the fusion? And do we get it once or do we get it again?
I think we'll get it once.
Okay.
Or it might be one of those things where we get it multiple times in an episode or two, where it's like, oh, they use it, but like they're like, is this the best combination? And they're like, all right, another bug, take it again, type shit. You know what I mean? Like a spam kind of sequence. Because remember, we're getting a lot of Dragon Ball vibes in this, right? Because it's like something will become really serious, and then there'll be like a fun side to it, kind of like how the fight happened with Tamagami 3, where they had that serious fight for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then the second part he's like, oh, this is the final battle. I'm thinking to myself, like, what's going on? And then when he brings out the cups, I'm like, this is so Dragon Ball, and I fucking love it. I just love it that's the final battle. Like, surely it's like, okay, you got to do this first, and then you fight me. No, it's the other way around. You got to beat my ass first, and then we play these cups thing, right?
Yes,
it's really cool.
You're right. Usually it's like you got to earn your chance in the ring. You're right.
And okay, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna geek out over it. Okay, I know the fight, by the way, and the choreography was absolutely stunning. We'll talk a bit about that as well. The amazing animation. Shout out to Sheeta. I believe Sheeta was in that for like over 1.5 minutes. That's insane amount of work. Please, Toei, I hope you're paying them well, because Jesus, that was phenomenal. I am just so excited, Kaiser, that okay, I don't know about you. I love the Tamagami. I love everything about this Tamagami 3.
Yeah.
Everything. There's not one thing I dislike about this character. I love how he's pretty funny. He's pretty, but he's not trying to be funny. It's just the way he reacts.
Just kind of dry.
I love the way he fought. Yeah, I love the way he fought. I love, again, his design. It's simple, but it's great. It's brilliant. It's awesome.
Yeah. And
I'm just so excited to get things of Tamagamis now.
Yeah.
Whether it's merch, whether it's a Funko Pop, whether it's anything
Fortnite
like in
skins.
game. Fortnite, yeah, but genuinely though, I'm so excited that we're getting these characters that are canon. Like, it's not like these are characters there's merch. There's official merch for GT stuff, and GT isn't canon. Daima is canon. We're gonna get a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just so excited for it because, man, I'm gonna be real with you, dude. Like, this is just brilliant designs on Toriyama's part. It's just so simple, but it works. It's so good. So I'm just, I know this is like something like not too serious, but I'm genuinely so excited for more Tamagami stuff, because we still have 2 more to go to, and they're just such cool characters.
Yeah.
Or at least Tamagami 3 is, but I'm pretty sure 2 and 1 won't disappoint.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, no, I do think it is important, to be honest, because ultimately a lot of this shapes around these 3 Tamagamis. Where we end up, what that final fight ends up being, that's to be revealed. But as far as what we know, we got to go through these to get to the Dragon Balls, right? Yeah. So these got to be fleshed out to a degree. And I agree with you. I thought he was humorous in his own way. The strength comes through. I loved the hammer that he was using. It gave me some sort of like Thor vibes, because he could call it back.
Mjolnir. Yeah, that was so cool.
That was really cool. Clearly pushes Goku a lot. It doesn't come across to me that Goku is weaker. That is one thing that I kind of got from this battle, because we know that this Tamagami is stronger than Deborah.
Yep.
And so for Deborah to be as strong as he was, and we've talked about scaling in the past, Goku at SSJ1 We'll talk about 2, but for him to have gone Adam the way he did, for him to have achieved what he did, I think Goku is actually not weaker than he was coming off the end of Z. I think he's about the same strength. He's just about getting acquainted, right? Which is something that they've emphasized quite a few times. Vegeta's been training nonstop to try and get used to the body and that. And then obviously, as they've been mentioning throughout, since they've been to the Demon Realm, the atmosphere. It's thicker in areas and stuff like that, and getting acclimated. Which it seems like, I believe it was in reference in this episode or the previous one, where someone mentioned it seems like he's adjusted to it, like he's fine. Sky. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm not even gonna say opinion. I feel like it's clear, but did Goku go Super Saiyan 2 in this fight?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
What's cool about it is we usually don't see this in Dragon Ball, but the Kamehameha blast that Goku fires is when the Super Saiyan 2 really comes out.
Yes.
Which is really cool. And also, just quickly, Tamagami 3 was losing the fight when he turned Super Saiyan, but I'm gonna give Tamagami his flowers still, because he deflected a Kamehameha blast. And by the way, that's a very non-typical
SSJ2
too. But what's cool about that though is all that animation and it was not even a beam struggle. Goku won the beam struggle.
Yeah.
But it just shows the endurance of that Tamagami, which is cool. It was very not a cliche ending in that sense, because he deflected it, even though he kept hitting him with more.
Yeah.
And what I find interesting, again, I'm not saying Tamagami is even close to Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but he said, "You're not done yet," Goku said.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because if you notice, after Goku knocks him out, he gets right back up. After he just goes down on his knees, Goku gets down there and he just gets back up again. And it's like, oh, maybe these guys are like, maybe not, they don't have like power ups, but maybe they're just very like sturdy. They're very sturdy creature. I don't even know what they are. They're creations. We know that they're creations from
they were
Nepa.
created, yeah.
Yeah, they're created. So yeah, man, like that Super Saiyan 2 stuff was awesome. And actually, just to segue, because we were talking about who do you think is the final villain? I don't think the Tamagamis will be the final villains.
Yeah.
Or not villains, or the opponents, because they aren't villains. I mean, I love Tamagami 3. He's like, oh, you're a fair fighter. He gave the Dragon Ball right away after he won. Like, there was no hesitation. Oh, that wasn't fair, blah, blah, blah.
Well, not right after. Of course, once he did the objective, like you said, right? He had.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But the thing is, that's an actual thing. It didn't change because it was Goku, because all the people around there, like, people have never got to this part. So people knew about the two part to it, right?
Yeah.
Because all the civilians were there, and they're like, oh, no one has ever reached this part before. So it's not like he wasn't being unfair to Goku. It's just that's how it kind of worked.
Yeah.
So when he found out, he smiled right away. He's like, oh, you're a fair fighter, this and that. Like, you found out, whatever, which is cool. But what I want to ask you is, because just quickly, because I don't think the Tamagamis are the final opponents at all. I think it's going to be Goma and Boo, specifically that Boo that comes out. But I think, well, actually, I was going to say, do you think Vegeta can beat Tamagami 3? Because to me, it's going to be, it's closer. It's way closer. Because remember, just to put it out there, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta isn't comfortable with Super Saiyan 2 because he got it as Majin. Right? So if we put it that way, I don't think we're going to see a Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta maybe until the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my prediction is actually, I don't think Goku is going to fight Tamagami 2.
You think it's going to be Vegeta?
I think it's going to be Vegeta or Piccolo, or Piccolo. I think it's going to be either of those two, because we've seen in the intro that they get it going. You know, they're powering up. They're trying to fight. So I don't know, but
that's very interesting. Because now
I don't think so. I think Vegeta wants it. He's been training. They showed him training, and he really wants to get his foot into something. You know him. He wants to get into some action. So I don't know.
We have some comments in the chat. I want to get to them. I have a lot of thoughts on what you're saying, but Gerald says hammer is my favorite weapon in the anime and video. Oh, okay, and in video games. So Tamagami 3 was instantly my favorite new character when I saw his design. now that I saw the action, he went higher up on the scale. Yeah, I bet. I mean, you know what? You know, you're referring to, you know, I hope we find the Tamagomis and more stuff, whether that's merch, whether that's whatever. They've just been so good about cross promoting their stuff. We talk about that a lot too. I am not surprised if part of the Daima update in Sparking Zero we get Tamagamis.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
We
That'd be
have
so
like
cool.
different size characters like all over the game. So
yeah,
that would be fire. Now, do they wait until, because I think it depends on how long it takes before we get Tamagami 2 and 3. Because I believe there's an update coming very soon, right? Around the, I know Glorio and some of those, and there's supposed to be more that we don't know about. But
yeah,
we'll have to see.
Sparking Zero is holding out on stuff because there might be some new reveals coming later on, and I know that too because Fusion World's confirmed set 5 is a Daima, and that's in February. Daima finishes in January, I believe.
Yes, and we get news in December 20th, I believe is what the date was.
Is it 20th or 21st? 20th? Yeah, something like that, right?
Something like
you have that written down?
I should have. But yeah, I know we're about to get updates on Super too, so.
Or something along those lines, yeah. The manga or something, so. Yeah, man. Tamagamis.
So that'd be really cool. Excited to see if they make it in. I'm not sure, but there's probably 50 chance. Down says, I don't think Goma, Third Eye, and Arinsa's Boo are gonna be on the same side. No, you're right. Either. Yeah, it does seem like they are definitely doing their own things. Goma and Degasu are pretty much just watching game tapes this entire first 8 episodes. Aside from like forcing the old Namekian out of retirement, and going to the lookout, they've just been in the video room the entire time. And clearly it's paying off because they also just made that realization, as we did, what happened with Boo in the Boo saga. So that's how we.
You know what I just thought of?
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's true. You know what I just thought of? This is gonna sound so stupid, probably.
What's that?
How about if this Boo comes, right? This new Boo, and Goku and Vegeta can't beat it while fused, right? This is a stronger Boo, right? And let's say they get some help, and they decide, Neva decides to come out and bring Tamagami 3, 2, 1, and they all 3 fuse into one Tamagami. That would be kind of crazy. And I'm not saying they get the finishing blow, but I'm saying they get like one of those things where like they get a really crazy hit onto Boo, and then Goku, Vegeta, and let's say Piccolo or whatever finish him off.
Like a Betamax moment.
Yeah. I'm just thinking right now because I'm like, there's 3 Tamagamis.
Yeah.
They've showed that fusion is 3. There could be something there.
Yeah.
So
and they look like they would,
Neva.
You know, like almost like a Power Rangers kind of deal.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think you're cooking.
Maybe.
I think that is very plausible.
And by the way, if all 3 of the Tamagamis fused, that would be kind of scary. Okay, we'll put it this way. If 2 is stronger than 3, we don't know that. But I'm just saying, let's just pretend that 2 is stronger than 3 and 1 is stronger than 2. This thing is definitely going to do something to Boo. Definitely going to do something. So, because we know that they're stronger than Dabur, at least 3 is. So if 2 and 1 are way stronger, man, I'm excited.
How strong are we going to go? That's the question too, because we know where we're coming from, right? We know where we're going to. So there's this weird space that they're playing in right now. And I'm wondering, is there going to be forms, powers, elements to what our characters get in order to achieve what they achieve at the end of the series that is all going to be limited to this round? Do you know what I mean? The fusion would make the most sense, especially if it's multi-parter. Now, I think it's very possible we get multiple fusions. I can see a few different ways that happens as well. I think, if let's say they grab a couple of bugs, right? because Goku's like, oh, a couple, one for each, and then them going like, oh no, you like that's how you know who you're fusing with, because you take a bite out of the same bug and the other one takes a bite out of the bug, and it's like, oh, I guess we have a spare one, and then all of a sudden the Tamagomis get their chance later on to help out. I could totally see that route for sure.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Or like Neva being as broken as he is, because he's shown probably the most insane feats so far in Daima, more than Goku has. This dude literally turned like there's no cooldown timer on the fucking Dragon Balls when Neva's around. Imagine he's just like, yo, we don't need the bugs. I can just make the Tamagomis fuse together. They're like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't even put it past that.
You're
like,
right.
Genuinely speaking. And again, like I don't want to go too far out right now. This is something we can talk about later on when Daima is done. But like, this just shows too like the potential of, I'm not gonna say Dende, not because I don't want Dende to have all these crazy things. I just don't think that they're gonna flesh out ever Dende to be some sort of fighter or have this insane stuff, right, to go on, unless they're gonna do some like Shadow Dragon stuff where Dende abuses no cooldown timer and then Shadow Dragon stuff kind of comes out. But this gives more potential to Piccolo too, right? And then Namekians with all this Neva stuff too. I'm also contradicting myself because like what Neva is showing is more of a Guardian type of thing, right? With like the Dragon Balls and stuff. So it's like, but yeah, Neva's a very interesting character. I want to see him more because I have a lot of questions for what he's doing and how he's doing it.
Yes. I have a feeling, just an inkling, that Neva will cease to exist by the end of the series. Not because he's going to pass, but because I think he's going to combine with one of the characters. Probably my guess would be Dende. And then that might be how Dende learns how to manipulate and upgrade Dragon Balls later on, because he has that natural ability and knowledge now infused in his being. That would be a way for me to at least get a better understanding as to like, hey, when the fuck did Dende learn how to upgrade a dragon? So
yeah,
there's definitely a few ways they can go to it, and they've earned that because they've again lore dumped us like crazy. I have a feeling as well that the version of Majin Buu we're gonna get is a female. I'm starting to think, cool. Right? Because we often get female Buu in different character customization games. Like in Xenoverse.
Wait, really?
Yeah, in Xenoverse you can pick a female version from that race.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I think maybe even in like Uncanon stuff, they've appeared.
Maybe in Heroes. Online. I've never watched Heroes, but maybe in Heroes.
Maybe in Heroes, Dragon Ball Online. There's always been this like pick your race and you can pick a Buu. But we've never actually had.
I'm hoping that now. Now that you said that, yeah. I would really hope it just brings some more diversity in the villains, because how many female villains have we really had in Dragon Ball? Other than Mai in Dragon Ball, and then we had... Yeah. Mai's not really a villain, though. She's kind of just there. She's an accomplice, right?
We haven't.
We really haven't, and that would be... Yeah, and that would be really cool. That'd be really, really cool.
I could even see it that the Buu comes out, it's like this blue version of Buu, or whatever, and then it ends up absorbing Dr. Arinsu. And then we get the female version. Like, and especially because of the way her hair, the lick is.
Oh, yeah, Colonel Violet. Colonel Violet. Colonel Violet.
Piccolo's gonna get a potential unlock from Neva, then dunk on Buu and Goma. Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be cool. I just don't think it would line up to where we find Piccolo. That's why I'm, like, in the beginning of Super. I don't think it would make sense. But, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just saying. See what I did there? The fight was incredible. It was such a pleasure. It's been such a pleasure watching Goku fight with the power pole. Also, I was very surprised.
Gosh, yes.
Yeah, it can handle weight. What the?
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be the moment they get to like get rid of the power pole because it's gonna snap under the Molinier over here. No, it like it didn't snap in that moment where the hammer's coming down. I was really impressed. So I don't know. I'm also wondering if they're gonna
I
find
just don't
like ways to get
understand.
rid of it.
Do we know how? Like, obviously, Grandpa Gohan gave Goku the power pole, but like, we know it's just a magical like because it's a staff. That's what it really is. It's a staff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like it would be really cool one day. I mean, I know Torian was passed. Maybe he has some sort of things written. It would just be really cool. Like, where did this come from?
Yeah. What's
Like,
the deal
where?
with this? And the Nimbus.
Yeah, the Nimbus and the Nova or the Powerful is just they're very interesting.
Now it says, I don't think Daima's gonna line up with DBS. They either surpass Kid Buu or get a new form, and either of those would destroy Super. It is gonna line up with DBS because that's the way it goes.
I agree.
So I think realistically, like, and this is why we keep bringing up, like, is something gonna happen where they can't go back to that way of doing things, right? They're restricted to the demon realm in this situation. The fusion bugs, maybe that's why the fusion keeps coming up, right? Maybe they're gonna fuse and that's the way they beat him, but then they don't have access to these fusion bugs later on, and so that's not really an option. So that's probably gonna happen. Maybe like you said, the Tamagomis are gonna come in and they're ultimately gonna be, they're gonna break off enough bricks for the house to crumble with the fusion or with those guys. So man.
No, I'll be honest with you, I'm at like an 80% now that our next arc for Dragon Ball Super isn't Black Frieza anymore.
I am surprised by that. I have a feeling that, like you were saying before, that it's going to lead in to that really well.
I think it's going to lead into it, and I think the Demon Realm is going to be part of it.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting Daima now, and I think Toyotaro is going to use this as well. Something Torian would probably be very happy that he does do, and tie this somehow together with Super. I'm telling you, I don't think they're gonna go inside the Demon Realm. I think Frieza is. That's my thing. I think Frieza is gonna somehow figure out there's a Demon Realm, blah blah blah. And spoiler alert, it's not really a spoiler, but I don't think Glorio is actually a bad person.
Yeah.
I think he's working with the Rinsu because he does something Goma must have done, because Glorio does not like Goma. Clearly, he has his own intentions. So he's kind of playing like some sort of maybe anti-hero role. That's my prediction. I generally don't think Glorio. Maybe a Rinsu could be still on the villain side because she's going a little too far.
Yeah.
But
because she said straight up what her goal
return.
is, eh? She straight up said, "I want to be the Demon King." So we know what her goal is. It's not selfless. It's not like, oh, I got to take matters into my own hands, unless that's like they had her word it that way just so that you can think that, but then really she just wanted the control so that she could make sure it's a better place, or like I don't know.
Well, who's a character from Daima you can see being drawn in the Super manga? I see Glorio. That's the first person I see. I don't see a Rinsu. I don't see Degesu. I see Glorio. Glorio is the person I see Toyotaro drawing first from Daima over anybody else.
Because there's so many Kais in Super, it like Degasu.
You think Degesu? Yeah.
But man,
one thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, one thing that would be really funny, but also really annoying, and I'm sure for you, and I'm wondering if it's going in this direction. Are Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma ever, like, are we gonna get them at the end because Goku just keeps going through, or the squad keeps finding ways, and then it's like, oh, well, time to change your directions again. It's happened twice already.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like
I think they're gonna meet in. Okay, my prediction is they're meeting in episode 10. They won't meet next episode. They'll meet in 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Well, wait. Will we get an episode in 2? No, we probably will get an episode in 2 weeks. We probably will skip in 3 weeks though, because because of Christmas and New Year. So because that's an international holiday, so I'm pretty sure we won't get anything. So I believe by episode 10, which is in 2 weeks, they will unite because they're both going now to warp Soma. They're both going there.
Yeah.
Because that king, Pansy's father, mentioned it to, I believe his name is the guy that says he likes mud flavored something, whatever the hell, or mud looking, and the Bulma's like, oh, I wonder what it tastes like, and he turns at her and says, it tastes like mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's so funny.
Yeah, I like him. He's cool. And but yeah, I think they'll meet in episode 10. So I don't think so. I don't think you have to worry, because I don't know if you want to see Vegeta and Piccolo and Bulma. I do personally. I would like to see them with Goku. That'd be cool. But one thing we haven't talked about, and I was shocked when I saw it. Well, I wasn't shocked because it's obviously something new. It wasn't there before. It's added clearly, but Arinsu being at the Majin Vegeta versus Buu fight during the final explosion.
Hey, by the way,
that is crazy.
Whatever ensues from her creation, you can pretty much blame on Vegeta.
Okay.
Alright. He blows up. He sends this shit everywhere. He didn't use bounty to clean shit up.
Oh, really? Oh, really? So that's what we're doing, right? So, with that being said, Goku teleporting Cell to King Kai's planet, blowing him up, gave him instant transmission to come back to Earth, and to one-shot Future Trunks. But, with that one.
But he didn't blow up Cell. Cell blew up.
And, but he instant transmissioned him out, and then Cell learned instant transmission to get back.
Because he used instant transmission, that's why?
Yeah.
But he also used instant transmission earlier in the fight.
And he was also selfish, because he decided to bring it to King Kai's planet and blow up the whole fucking planet.
Okay, but he wasn't selfish, because the only reason he picked King Kai planet was because King Kai was already dead.
Yes, but he blew up the only place that he was living.
Yeah, but he's blown it up multiple times. What's the problem this time?
No, he didn't. He never blew it up completely, ever.
Well, he's always murking up his planet.
All I'm saying is, Goku has had very selfish...
He's done very selfish things before. Right word. Okay, it's literally the dude's about to blow up. He has to make a do or die decision, and he goes, "Oh, where do I go? Where do I go?" Yeah, maybe he could have gone somewhere else, but he didn't have time to pick up Cell and move him to space. So he's not teleporting to fucking and nothing.
All right.
He can't.
So we're doing
He's got to go somewhere. Okay. Also, he used instant transmission earlier in the fight, so you can blame it on that moment. But he did the famous instant transmission Kamehameha on Cell, so he could have learned it from him then.
Okay, and how about the Buu saga?
What about
literally the reason why everybody died on Earth was because of Goku.
No, it wasn't.
Everybody died because Goku decided, oh, I'm a Super Saiyan 3. I could beat Fat Buu right now, but I want the kids to figure out how to beat this villain by themselves. So I'm gonna go just stall him out for a little bit. Wait till Trunks gets the radars, the Dragon Ball radar, and I'm gonna teach these kids how to fuse, and then they're somehow gonna beat Buu. Bro, you literally could have beat Fat Buu right there. I don't care. And if you're not reading the manga or watching, everybody knows Super Saiyan 3 Goku was stronger than Fat Buu. That is just a fact.
I know. Well,
he was stronger than.
Yes.
He was.
Yes. But there's a big but that no one talks about. I ain't talking about Boo's butt. All right.
What, the draining?
The draining.
Goku
may have been able to take on Buu for a little bit, but then his energy would drain. He wouldn't be able to recover.
Hold on. You're acting like the fight is gonna last long. This is the same dude who used Buu as a punching bag when he turned Super Saiyan 3. The Super Saiyan 3 Goku was far away past... Okay, put it this way. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was way past Super Buu, who is way past Fat Buu, who is way past the evil Buu. So just put it that way. Super Saiyan 3 Goku was toying with Fat Buu. It wasn't even a competition.
Yes, but... Okay, here's my question to you now. Who is stronger? Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks or Goku?
Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
what does that what does that mean?
Okay, you're right. The delta can't be as big as the delta between Super Boo and Fat Boo. So, no, I hear what you're saying. I think the thing is, Goku doesn't even know Boo yet at that point, right? Yeah. So you don't know how Goku, if Goku's going in to actually fight Boo, then it's not going to go the way everyone, oh yeah, he'll just quickly do a blast and end up. That's never been Goku's style. He's going to fucking fight him at, like, if he wasn't there to prove a point, or if he wasn't there to distract, he would have fought Majin Buu at base for, like, even longer, then maybe he does his little walk or whatever. But he's still not going to know that if he blows up Buu, he's got to do it. He's got to go full power. I just don't see him doing like this full power effort.
What I don't understand, I hate the draining argument. You know why I hate the draining argument? Because after he uses Super Saiyan 3 and is still fighting in Super Saiyan 3, he is still there the whole fucking day. The whole fucking day he's still there. So that the draining thing is out the fucking window. It makes no sense. He could have fought for like 30 minutes to a fucking hour and still be there in Super Saiyan 3. This whole draining shit makes no sense to me because he was there and he even used it as a demonstration to show, because remember, the kids were like, show us how to do Super Saiyan 3, and they're like, oh, you can't do that yet. It was a joke, obviously, right? Until Gotenks actually was able to do it, right? Because Goku was doing it, he was powering up, which was draining again. And that was way after that fight. So that draining thing is fucking thrown out the window. Goku is the reason why everyone on Earth died. It's a fact. It is, bro, because Kid Buu became a thing. Kid Buu used, I forgot what it's called, Earth Destroying Blow, what the fuck it's called. Whatever, I remember what it's called. The one that sucks them all up, turns them into, like, crazy shit, candies and whatever.
Gotenks is the reason.
Gotenks is not the reason.
Gotenks is part of the problem. Yes, maybe it's... The way I look at things is like, okay, Goku's like, yo, bro, I was strong enough to do it. Being strong enough to do something and actually doing it is a completely different thing. Underestimating your opponent. Okay,
he said he would have beaten Boo in the fight. He literally said it.
Okay, I know. I get it.
And you can't blame Gotenks at all, because who is the first person to fight Boo that could actually beat him? It's Goku. You cannot blame Gotenks because Goku is the only person at that point.
They had a plan. They had a plan.
No.
It was part of the plan. You had to follow the plan. Yes, there was. Trunks had to go get the radar, come back. Like, you know, he was just there as a decoy. Yes, and he probably could have just been like, well, fuck it. I can just end this whole thing right now. Yes. I'm not... Okay. Blame is majority on Goku because he's also the quote-unquote adult in the room, even though he's probably no smarter than fucking Gotenks at this point. He needs to be like, this is the opportunity. We don't need to waste time with this fucking thing. Let's just end it. But Gotenks, the plan built up to Gotenks ending Boo, and he did not. Boo yells, escapes, kills everybody. I say it's like maximum 60-40. Gotenks. Fault. Sky, I think, is frozen. Sky is definitely frozen, everybody. Goku relying on 2-year-olds and his stable son to beat Boo was also his fault. Hey, Gohan, I wouldn't say he's mentally unstable. He has some problems. Sky is still... I don't know if he instant transmissioned or what happened, but we've lost transmission from him, that's for sure. Let me see if he's sent us a message, but let me know in the chat, guys. Yeah, 8 years old, not 2 years old. Let's give him some spec here. Yeah. I don't know how much more there is to talk about. We're gonna see if Sky can come back. Curious to know from you guys, what would you rate this episode of Dragon Ball Daima? I mean, I know what I think. I want to know what you guys think first. Internet went boom, Sky says. So there he goes. Give me a few minutes. We'll let Sky come back. We'll do any closing remarks, and then we'll probably get out of here. But Yeah, curious to know, what would you rate Daima episode 8 out of 10? Noun, 10 out of 10. Gerald, 10 out of 10. Myself, 10. Gerald, 10. I just heard myself. I'm gonna
Sorry.
go. Sky, what are you giving this out of 10?
10. It's a 10, bro. It's a 10. It's this, and again, you could still have a 10 out of 10 episode later on that's better than this one, by the way, just in case you're scared of like expectation stuff, because I know that's
because here's the thing, right?
How you rate things.
Yeah, you're right, because it's like, what is this episode achieving? It's not, this isn't supposed to be the end fight, right? Like, I could easily be like, for me, a really good fight has some pushback. Do you know what I mean? Goku has to get... Goku was in control pretty much the entire time. Even at base form, it was like even, but it didn't feel like Goku was outmatched. Although...
I will say the Tamagami, I would say, was
he
like
looked
55.
strong.
It was like a 55-45.
Yes, Goku... I guess Goku, like, his martial arts training came through, but I think, yeah, Tamagami was probably stronger.
Which is good. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, just in case 2 is stronger than 3. That's a really good sign.
Now, Alexa asked me this yesterday, and I'm trying to remember. Super Saiyan is a 50 times base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then everything after that's like times 2, times 3, times whatever.
Well, no. It goes, I always forget. It's like, so like Ozaru is 10 times.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan is 50. Super Saiyan 2 is 100.
Right.
Then Super Saiyan 3 is 300 or 200.
Like, it multiplies the previous form.
Yeah,
times
yeah.
2.
Yeah, because I think Super Saiyan 3 is 300. It's like 300, or maybe even 400. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a 10 out of 10. I don't know if anyone was expecting it to be as hype as it was. We got the extra little lore dumps as well.
That's why it's a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
for me. It's not the fight. It's the fact that we got all that amazing stuff in the beginning of the episode, and it didn't slow down after that.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we got that, and then it's like, okay, well, here's a Rinsu now, and here's this Glorious, and Glorio talking to a Rinsu talking to this person. Oh, just drop the bomb. Bibbidi wasn't the one who created Majin Buu. It was this wizard here, or this witch, sorry. And it's just like, wow, okay, this is big.
I think her name, is it Marba?
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's Marba. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Marba's deal is too, because we don't know anything about her. We just know that she was involved, but I mean, she's got the big M. She heavily...
The OG.
You know, maybe she's the OG. Maybe she, like, invented the Majin curse, or she's, you know, part of the original tribe, or something along those lines. I could see it being that way. She's clearly old. They've illustrated her that way, so she's probably been around for a long time. You know, Demon Realm people are around for at least 1,000 years, so we'll see. It's even hard to, like, gauge what motivates her. I don't know if there's, like, it's just payment or what, but, like, you know, there's a lot to learn with Marba, for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, everything that's going to come out of what she's cooking up, literally. So, yes, probably a 10 out of 10 episode for myself as well. Sky, chances we get Super Saiyan 3 now, out of 100%. What are you giving it?
Big. I'll give it a 95%.
Yeah, I'll probably go 95%.
I'm gonna say we 95% get Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
Though I would like to see it in a Tamagami fight, not as a final fight.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
I think I would like to see it in like the Tamagami 1, and that's the way he beats him, maybe, because I want Tamagami 2 to be Vegeta Piccolo, and then Goku hops back in for Tamagami 1, and then we get them all together against Goma or against this Buu. That would be pretty cool. Though I low-key kind of think the person who's gonna beat Goma is actually gonna be Glorio. That's who I think is actually gonna beat Goma. But with obviously the help of others, because I genuinely think Goma would be stronger than Glorio, or else Glorio would have just ended him already a long time ago. So there's gonna be somehow or some way, maybe Goma's gonna say some stuff to Glorio. Glorio's gonna be like one spell away from death, and Goku's gonna protect him or whatever, and Glorio's gonna have a different thought process on Goku and the Z fighters and whatever, and yeah, they're maybe they'll tag team him, and Glorio gets the final hit or something like that. That'd be cool. I want to see some more Glorio stuff. I know he didn't seem too impressive, but I mean, in terms of someone who's just there, doesn't have transformations and stuff, I thought he'd still put up a solid fight against a base Goku. Again, Super Saiyan, he said no chance. It was way worse against, like, Glory will lose really badly to the Tamagami 3. But again, Glory was still no slouch. Like, if we're talking about the end of Buu Saga, Glorio walks in onto the Z Fighters, he's beating Krillin, he's beating Yamcha, he's beating Tien. So it's like, is he really that weak? I mean, not really, because he's beating a base Goku. And base Goku would literally curb stomp all the Z Fighters together. Or all the Earthlings together. So, Glorio gets hits in.
Like, here's the other thing I wonder. Last thing. Glorio. He's hiding a lot. How do we know he's not hiding more to
power?
Him? You know what I mean? Because like we were saying, with the Demon King, right? So with Goma, the strength isn't going to be it. It's it's going to be magic, but is it going to be more like trickery, almost kind of deal?
That's
what
I feel like it's going to be too.
Right. So Glorio, there's room for Glorio to be drastically stronger than he's given us. Letting on. Without that being like, well, why wouldn't you just use that against Goma? So I don't know. We'll see if there's more that he's hiding. But even with Pansy, like, are we gonna get more with Pansy other than her just being along for the ride? Is she gonna grow? I know I believe struggles with magic or can't use magic yet or something along those lines. So maybe there's like a little arc with that as well, where she's gonna kind of grow in her own way and be able to contribute somehow. Yeah. Interesting. I also, the cursor is hovering over Pansy's voice actor, and it's just like this Japanese girl flexing, literally flexing, like this.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm on Dragon Ball Wiki,
Mm-hmm.
so I have all the character names over. And it says character name next to it in the column Japanese voice actor, and her name is Feruz Ai.
And who does she voice act?
Pansy.
Pansy.
Yeah. She's like ripped though. She's literally standing in her photo like this, just like flexing hard.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So let's see if Pansy gets a little bit of that grit.
Well, just quickly before we end, because I know we're about to end here in a second, I want to shout out another voice actor or actress, I don't know, but Arinsu. Arinsu's voice actor or actress is great as well. Arinsu does like these interesting like voices, like it's almost like, have you ever heard of when Korean people, when they speak, well, like when you hear Korean, they like to drag out the language a lot, like they go like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like Brazilian, right? Like Brazilian, like Portuguese dialect.
Yeah.
They like to stretch out the words.
Yeah.
Arinsu does it in a way, or at least the voice actor or actress does it in a way that's very impressive. It sounds like it's really hard to do, and I just want to shout out to that, because I really like the voice for Arinsu. I really like the voice for Glorio. Tamagami 3, I heard is from All Might. Is it All Might? Is it, I don't know, someone from, I think, My Hero Academia. I think so.
Have you looked into the English voice actors that have done the first 3 episodes?
I have not, no.
Yeah, I'm seeing them for the first time as well. Even Goma, like some of these people surprising me.
So Noun says, the third eye is probably going to be strong enough to let Goma keep up, unless Glorio snatches it.
To let Goma keep up. I don't remember a third eye, I'll be honest. He has 3 eyes?
I don't remember that either.
Hold on. I'm looking at him. I'm not seeing a third eye. Is there an eye that we don't know, guys?
Oh, sorry. The evil third eye is a legendary Tertian oculus that was passed down between kings of the demon realm before becoming lost during Abura's reign. Oh wait, they mentioned that in the first episode. They mentioned this in the first episode. Yes, I do remember that now.
Okay.
Yes, they remember this in the first. They say this in the first episode. I don't remember, like, how it comes about. Maybe when they're talking about Dabra or Dabura. I feel like it's actually called Dabra now since Daima came out. I don't know why. I feel like it's Dabra. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying Dabura though.
Yeah, screw that.
But yeah, you might be right. Maybe that's why he's strong.
Maybe. Is there anything else that you needed to touch on in regards to the events and stuff?
No, I mean,
Okay.
we have an event on right now. If you guys want to check that out, it's on the event tab. And if you go to general and you go to pin messages on Discord, you'll see how the event works. But other than that, no, I think we're good to go. We'll see you guys next week. So 9.
Episode 9. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna set the playing field for what's to come. It's probably gonna slow down and pace a little bit, but hey, who knows? Maybe it's gonna be just like a coked out bear for the rest of the ride. Who knows? My name's Kaiser. This is Sky. This has been Dragon Ball Daima in review. Just saying. We'll catch you next week, Monday. Dragon Ball Daima, episode 9. Like, subscribe. See you then.
Peace.
Face to face and bar to bar, I learned to chase the pain and arm the scars. And my tail fire, that's a Charizard. Then we aim higher than the Taj Mahal.